Hey guys, this is Allie, and today I wanted to share a little bit about a new project that I am embarking on, kind of intermixed in all the other things that are going on, and this is how most of my projects seem to go. But a couple years ago, we did a trip to Disneyland for spring break. Took the kids with my sister and her family, and Katie came along too. And so one of the things that I've been wanting to do with that is get that into its own album. I included some of it in Project Life, for the week that we were there, but I definitely wanted to create its own album for that. And so I've decided that I'm going to use the Simple Stories binder this time and use the magic line, which is kind of Disney related, the theme of magic and a lot of those basic primary colors. So I was going to show you a little bit about how I'm starting, and then as I finish it and those sorts of things, I'll definitely share that as well. Talk a little bit about my process today. So this is a 6x8 album, a snap album from Simple Stories. And you can tell I haven't peeled this part off from here. Nice leather album in that great size that I like for a lot of these kind of projects these days. A lot of my travel albums have been this size, and some of them have been chipboard, and some of them have been this nice kind of faux leather look here. So I've got a bunch of the products. I'm going to talk about some of those, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have in here. And actually, let's just look at some of the products first. This is the whole line from Simple Stories, and this stuff is great because it could go in Project Life. You could definitely do it in there, or you can do it in these sorts of albums like this. There's a bunch of the 3x4 cards, so I'll probably be cutting some of those up to add into my journaling. I've got a couple of them that I've cut already. There's some super cute die cut pieces in both the 3x4 and the 4x6 size, and I've included some of those already. A lot about magic and a lot about stars, and so most of you guys know that I'm definitely into the theme of magic and stars. Great for 6x6 paper pad that can be trimmed up. Some pockets, and I've got one of these in there right now, so pockets that can be added where you can add your journaling inside of there. Some larger pieces that these ones actually have holes in them that you can add into the album, die cut pages. And I've got a couple, again, inside I'll show you in a minute. Printed, kind of ready to go in a very specific style. You can see a bunch. Anyway, like I said, they all have the holes punched in them so that you can add them right into the album. Great chipboard. Simple Stories has great chipboard pieces. These are ones that I really like. I used a bunch of these, not from this magic line, but from a different one in my Hello Story class on a bunch of different layouts. Just, I think, really solid pieces. This one has a bunch of stars, which I'll probably be using for sure. Then they have a brad set. All the stuff coordinating together. And then another thing that I really love from them are these sticker sheets. And you can see I've used a few of them already. This one I put back. I'm probably going to use in a different place. But it's not just for Disney. It could really be for anything, but it definitely works for that. And then the big set of 12x12 sheets that have like 6x12. Again, could be cut up and added in there. 4x6 ones. So I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to use all of these different pieces yet, but you'll see just kind of a little bit of where I'm going. When I'm doing an album like this that is from a vacation or from travel, and I'm not doing it while I'm there, so I do a lot of like on the road documentation, and some of you guys have taken that class from me before. Still like that style, but I also like when I come home, and I feel like when I come home I'm telling a different sort of story. So what I'm doing right now for this Disney album is I'm starting to go through my pictures and kind of figure out, based on my pictures, what are the stories that I want to tell? Like, what are the important pieces, and what's going to be the flow of my album? So I'm starting off just with a piece of pattern paper and one of these stickers that says "So Magic." And I think that I'm probably going to either put a piece of cardstock on here or just write Disneyland 2010, something like that. 2010? 2012? 2010. I can't remember. I gotta look that up. Must be 2012, actually. So I'm gonna put something else on here, but I wanna just start really simple with it. I think that it's easy to start and have lots of stuff on there before you even get to the story part. So this album is gonna be the home for that. Now, when you turn it, the first 2 pages that I have are from a blog post that I wrote about the surprise. This was a surprise trip, and I wanted to do something really special for the kids. So this is the journaling, 2012. This is the journaling from that, and I just printed it out on that Epson presentation paper that I like. Even using that versus cardstock seemed to work really well for printables and those sorts of things, and just added a couple little stars first of all. And it's like, this was the beginning. So this is the beginning of my story because this is where our travel adventure started. So I've got that first, and then the first things that I want to add in here are travel related stuff. So some of the pictures from being in the airport, and I'm going to add stickers and other little embellishments from the Simple Stories line in here as well. I'm using sticky notes. So sticky notes in Project Life, sticky notes in an album like this, where I can kind of help myself get started. Like, where am I actually going with this? What's happening? And so I'm anticipating that I'm going to use some of these the 3x4 cards, figure out which one of these makes sense to be able to do my journaling. So something like this card could go right in there where I talk about meeting them at the airport, or some little bit of information about travel. I think that I still have the plane tickets, so I might add plane tickets in there as well. So just printing out a few of the photos, and then I added in H is for happy, and I'm going to talk about the hotel here. So what I'm doing is I'm using the sticky notes just kind of as the base for where my album is starting. Okay, hotel, H is for hotel, H is for happy and for hotel. And then I'm going to add in a few pictures that are about, the things that we did at the hotel. What were the things that happened there? I like when I'm doing an album like this to have it be kind of almost like in chapters. So thinking in chapters is a good way for me. So chapter 1 was the surprise. Chapter 2 is arrival in the hotel. Chapter 3, so here's one of those die cut pieces, and I think that I'll probably use those as dividers for each of the different chapters. Chapter 3 I want to be like, what was Simon's favorite stuff? So kind of focus a little bit on him and what were the things that he cared about the most. And that would be the next few pages here. And I put in one of the die cut dreams do come true. This is one that I actually cut down. I trimmed the top off. I think it was a full 6x8 size, and I trimmed it down because I liked kind of the simplicity of this, and I could write right on here. On this side, I'm planning to add another picture, and I put on here what Simon loved the most at Disney. So for me, planning it out, if I can look at my photos, basically what I'm doing is I sit down at my computer and I'm planning out, okay, looking at my photos, what are the main topics that I want to cover? What are the main things that were important on this vacation? Simon got to do the Jedi training, and that for him was mind-blowing and definitely a dream come true. And this is him getting his little certificate from that. So adding in some other pictures of Jedi training, some other pictures of, what were the big things for him. And this, like I said, this is just the beginning. This is a great little wheel brad that I'm probably just going to add in here as a see-through element, like you guys saw with my December daily album. Some journaling can go in here, and some more pictures. So pictures about Simon for these first few pages. And again, this is just, divided page protector, pockets, great, lots of different pieces that are see-through and die cut that are already done for you, so you don't have to have a silhouette to do your own. And then this next section would be like what Anna loved the best. Okay, and talk a little bit about what her favorite piece. And the big thing for her was we did the princess makeup, the princess makeover sort of thing. So including some pictures from that, details from that, again, using the products to support that story. And then my other sections will be something about cousins. Okay, so this was the cousins were there, and talking about how much fun that was. Another section will be Katie and having Katie there, and then her relationship with the kids. So something about that relationship with kids. And then I'll also be looking through my photos to see what other themes emerge as I look through my photos. Are there themes of the things that we ate, or I know that there was a special night where where Katie and I took Simon out by ourselves, and my sister stayed back with Jessica and the girls. So probably something, I'm just putting another sticky note on here, Simon night with me and Katie. So a lot of this is planning in advance, right? Thinking ahead, what are you going to include? What do you want these themes to be? What are the stories that are important? And being able to think a little bit about that before you actually dive into the whole sticking things in. And for me, I'm just kind of adding in some placeholders, and we printed a few photos to just give you an idea of how I'm starting this out. But anyway, I hope that this is helpful for you guys that are working on different sorts of theme albums. I think that Simple Stories has a great set of products here for you to work with, especially if you're doing something that's Disney related. And these are, like I said, they're not specific to Disney, but it's definitely great about capturing the magic of that event and being there. And it's going to be a great foundation for this album to have a nice cohesive look throughout without a lot of work. So like I said, really excited to get more words in here, excited to have some more of the enlarged photos, which continue to be one of my favorite pieces of these albums are the big photos, and then get more of the story told and really get it in the album. I know that my kids are going to be super excited about this. They've been waiting for this album for a while. So like I said, hope that's helpful, and if you've got more questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and I will share more of this as it continues to come together.